It should be easy. Democrats want to pretend there is no border crisis for one simple reason, because they have caused the border crisis. And you know why else, honestly? Because they want votes and because they don't want to give us a win. They don't want to give us a win. They put that ahead of what's good for our country. The mass illegal immigration across our border is a direct consequence of Democrat-supported loopholes, Democrat promises of amnesty. Amnesty.
The Republicans controlled both houses of Congress and the presidency for 2 years in 2017 and 2018, and they did nothing to close the loophole in the law caused by the Flores settlement agreement. Flores requires minors and immediate family claiming asylum to be released into the U.S. within 20 days. Many will want to blame Congress, but Trump never demanded that they fix it. It would have been trivial to make a small change in the law to fix this problem.
You have people coming up, you know, they're all met by the lawyers and they come out, they're all met by the lawyers, and they say the following phrase: I am very afraid for my life. I am afraid for my life. Okay. And then I look at the guy. He looks like he just got out of the ring. He's the heavyweight champion of the world. He's afraid for it. It's a big, fat con job, folks. It's a big, fat con job. And Democrat sanctuary cities and their refusal to protect American borders, it's not the money. When I fought for them recently, they gave me so much money for everything else, but nothing for the wall. Now think of it. Walls work, folks. We need the wall. They said, would you call it slats? I said, I'll call it slats. Would you call it steel barriers? I said, I'll call it whatever the hell you want. Just give me the money to build it. And then they sort of got the little cold feet, and now I call it the wall, and I got the money anyway, so that's okay.
He has upgraded maybe 100 to 200 miles of the old landing plate fence, so I'll give him that. Many hundreds more miles of fence needs to be built, but a fence is not a total solution either.
But their open border policies are truly a betrayal to the American people. This is dangerous. What's coming into our country is dangerous. To defend the United States of America, I deployed the United States military. I got thousands of troops. Right now we have about 4,000 troops on our southern border, and they're fantastic. And think of it. For years we defended the borders of foreign countries, but we don't want to defend their own border. Think of how crazy this is. We're defending borders of countries that are 6,000 miles away, that many of you have never even heard the name of these countries, but our southern border, our border along Mexico, where we have a lot of problems, and drugs, and human traffickers, and child traffickers, and all of this coming in, we don't want to defend our border. Think of that, how crazy that is. So now we are defending our borders for our country and the people of our country.
This is very misleading. The troops are not armed and not directly on the border, actively helping to defend the border. They're only playing an indirect support role, such as stringing barbed wire. A couple of armed MPs protect them while they are doing the support work.
In the last 2 years alone, ICE officers, we love ICE, have made, listen to this though, 266,000 arrests of criminal aliens.
That would be about 130,000 per year. Considering that the official estimate of the number of illegal aliens in the U.S. is about 12 million, it's not at all impressive. At that rate, they would need nearly 100 years to deport all of the illegals living in the U.S., even if they stopped coming today. Many people think the number of illegals is 20 or 30 million. That would take 2 or 3 centuries. However, about 1 million illegals come every year. So they are only deporting about 1/10 of the number coming at this time. This is not exactly something to crow about. So we can say at this rate that illegal aliens are much, much more likely to die of old age than they are being deported.
Who the hell wants to do that? You don't want to do it, right? You like what you're doing, making cars, right? I like making cars, I think, better too. But they like it. That's what they do. They're great at it. Including those charged or convicted of nearly 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, 4,000 kidnappings, and 4,000 murders. Okay? We got them. They got them. How about if you don't get them? How about if you leave all of those people, just leave them? You know what that means for our country? But Democrats want to abolish ICE. They want to get rid of these very great patriots, these very tough people that love our country as much as anybody I've ever seen. They want to set violent offenders free, and directly they will be coming into your communities. We're not going to have it. We're not having it. We want our country to be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans, not for criminal aliens. Right? The Republican Party will always stand with the heroes of ICE and the heroes of Border Patrol. These are great people. Every day of my presidency, ICE is tracking down gang members, drug dealers, and criminal aliens, and we are either throwing them behind bars or throwing them the hell out of our country. And we're throwing out gangs like MS-13. These are some of the sickest, most demented, most vicious people in the world. We're throwing them out of our country by the thousands.
Trump may be deporting some gang members, but new recruits are certainly coming in many times faster than he is throwing them out. He needs to expand the fence, of course, but he also needs to deport many more illegals at a much higher rate and to deny benefits to illegals to make it less attractive for them to come. According to the numbers, at this time, he is only doing slightly better than Obama did in his last years in office.